Hello everyone, you just watched the recap of the Dayang Topaz tragedy where 2 crew members has perished yesterday. So you're now watching the TVS News at 5 p.m. Apart from the preeminence of English, Sarawakians are encouraged to master Mandarin. Mandarin is the single most common spoken language with 1/5 of the world's population speaking it. Learning Chinese Mandarin is beneficial for doing business, a sector dominated by the Chinese community, in which China is the second biggest economy in the world and one of the most important trading partners for global companies.
He said this in a speech at the Riam TVET building launching ceremony on Tuesday. On the TVET education, Abang Johari said Sarawak strives on the implementation of technology-based education in line with the Industrial Revolution 4.0. Thus, he urges the youth to apply the use of technology as an additional value to their careers, especially now that the world is applying the use of digital among the new generations.
There are 3 languages very important today. Actually 2, for us 3. One is Bahasa Malaysia, which is mandatory national language. Number 2 is English. You must know English as international language. Number 3 is of course Mandarin, because of the Chinese economy is coming up and you must know and understand Mandarin. Kalau we have Sarawakian that can understand 3 languages, that means this Sarawakian is a global player, bukan jago kampung. Orang kata kalau dia ditikam di laut, dia jadi pulau. Kalau dia tikam di darat, dia menjadi mountain. And that is the type of Sarawakian we want to produce. Meaning ini dunia baru. Jadi kita punya kerja pun baru, agriculture pun baru, kita punya services baru, semua guna teknologi because of handphone. Kita guna handphone saja. So what happened, apabila ini bertukar, we have to give the right type of education to our young generation, so that dia boleh kerja, they are employable, at the same time they keep abreast with the present changes in life as well as technology.
Besides includes the Mandarin language, A book on the science, technology, engineering and mathematics STEM module has been published to entice the interest of students.
The matter is timely in order to meet the requirements of the Industrial Revolution 4.0 while achieving the 21st century education and high thinking level. Students would have to possess critical thinking, creativity, collaborative communication, soft skills as well as civic-minded. Hence, Sarawak Minister of Education, Science and Technological Research, Dato Amar Michael Manin Jawong said, STEM is crucial in cultivating the aforementioned aspects. Prior to this, he said there was a worrying trend in the field, but a module like this could develop students' interest in mastering the field and potentially create more jobs.
If we follow some of those pessimists, they can actually cause a lot of, the fourth industrial revolution actually can cause a lot of unemployment. But if we are prepared for it, the fourth industrial revolution, like the first, second and third, definitely we produce a lot of good things. One, productivity will increase, production will also increase, prosperity of the country will also go up. So there will be a lot of job opportunities, but we may not the same as what we have in the past. The jobs will not be just the unskilled and all this. We require a lot of knowledge, skill and so on.
In regards to that, Manin revealed that about 5,000 teachers will undergo training at 4 training institutes, which are IPG in Kampung Batu Lintang, Tun Abdul Razak Samarahan Campus, Sarawak Campus in Miri, and Rajang Campus in Bintangor. He said the training needed to be conducted due to many teachers in the state having to teach subjects outside their expertise. He said this at a press conference on the STEM module on Wednesday.
We are asking IPG, the 4 IPG here, to do the retraining. Probably it takes them about 6 weeks or 7 weeks to do the retraining. All those 2,000, altogether is about 5,000 plus teachers who are teaching maths and science, which are not their option.
So starting next month, is it?
We are ready, my ministry is ready, the money is already there. So it depends on the IPG, depends on IPG.
An enhanced movement control order EMCO will come into effect at Kampong Haji Baki in Kuching for 14 days. It will take effect later at 6 p.m. and will conclude on 12 midnight on November 11.
Dato Amar Douglas Uga Ambas said the police with the armed forces, civil defense force and RELA personnel will be responsible to exercise movement control at the area. All entry and exit points to and from the EMCO area will be closed. Movement of officers and warders on duty to and from the area is also not allowed. Uga, who is STMC chairman, also said there are no guests or outside visitors into the area while the EMCO is enforced. All residents in the affected area would not be allowed to come out from their respective homes. Meanwhile, all suraus, mosques, other houses of worship, and schools inside the EMCO area will be closed, and all religious, social, recreational, and cultural and sports activities are not allowed during this period. Uga said all sectors of the economy are not allowed to operate within the EMCO area. However, food supplies will be distributed by the state government with the coordination by Kuching Division Disaster Operations Control Center.
And now we're back. Election is not recommended for the time being. Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said discussion with the Election Commission EC will be held should the election could not be avoided in following the federal constitution. The discussion, he said, will look into different means of conducting the election.
As far as KKM is concerned, we only give recommendations. So if it cannot be avoided, you still have to carry on the election under the constitution. Then we have to look into the SOP. in terms of how we can conduct election and minimize the infection. So even though the SOP is available, more importantly is the compliance to the SOP. I think we are seeing this. So we have learned this from Sabah. We hope that we do not need to repeat these consequences of election in other states.
He said this at a press conference on the daily update of COVID-19 on Tuesday. Earlier, Senior Minister Security Cluster Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said the government would discuss with the EC to set a tighter SOP for the Batu Sapi parliamentary by-election on December 5th to ensure the people's health would not be compromised when they go out to vote in the by-election. Ismail Sabri also said that the government was not empowered to disallow the holding of any election as the matter was under the jurisdiction of the EC.
Police have opened 4 investigation papers on cases of insulting the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah on social media sites. Bukit Media Criminal Investigation Department Director Dato' Huzair Muhammad said of the total, an individual has been detained while efforts to track down the remaining suspects were ongoing. The 52-year-old suspect, believed to be the owner of Twitter account under the name Liu Lipnand, was arrested in Cheras for allegedly disputing a video uploaded by the National Security Council on the 7 wheels of the Malay rulers. Police also seized the equipment used to upload the statement. Huzair said the Classified Criminal Investigations Department, USJT, was also probing the owner of a Facebook account that goes by the name Ronnie Liu Tian Q. He said police were also investigating the owner of a Twitter account under the name of Uncle Irif and a Facebook account that goes by the name Ho Rui Teng, which had also uploaded a statement that allegedly insulted Al-Sultan Abdullah. Huzair said all the cases were being investigated under Section 4, Subsection 1 of the Sedition Act and Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998. He urged the social media account holders to surrender themselves to facilitate investigation. The new retail selling price for 3-ply face masks will be reduced to 70 cents from 1 ringgit per piece previously, effective this Sunday, November 1st. Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Minister Dato' Sri Alexander Nantalinggi said the wholesale selling price of a 3-ply face mask would also be reduced to 65 cents from 95 cents per piece previously. Taking into account the need for the people to continue to adopt new norms, especially the use of face masks, the ministry has reviewed the price of face masks by involving local manufacturers and importers, he said in a statement. Nanta said the retail selling price for single-layer face mask was set at 7 cents a piece, while 2-layer face mask was at 20 cents per piece, and then 95 face masks at 6 ringgit per piece. Well, that's all from me for TVS News at 5. Ruben Gomez, anytime, anywhere. TVS, we inspire world only in channel 122 Astro. Thank you.